Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Over Manga Cast. It's Jay here, and if you've been following the podcast, you know it is that time of year, spooky month. On this episode, it's a revisit to Franken Fran, Volume 7 and 8. Let's see if Fran has any zany, morally questionable events for us to unpack.
Hello, folks, and welcome back to the Over Manga Cast. My name is Sam, and normally here at the top of the show, we talk about our familiarity with what we read, but we've finished a series. We're in rare form, guys.
Yay!
Yes, we've gone through all of Franken Fran in our Halloween episodes. But just as a quick recap, I had not read it before the show, and I've read it as part of the show. So, I mean, we read it around Halloween time. It's vibes. Matt and Jay, I know you guys had read it previously, right?
That is correct. I love me some Fran.
That is correct. I think I'm also the only one on this podcast who has read Franken Fran Frantic, which is the sequel series, but
I believe so.
love Franken Fran. So good.
And Jacob.
I also have, like Sam, only read it for the podcast, but the thing with Franken Fran is because of its nature as an anthology series, it's kind of best, absorbed like slowly over time. So I kind of intentionally save it for spooky month when we do these episodes.
It is the time for it. And we dive right in to Volume 7 with... We have to get in all the horror movie classics. It's a zombie apocalypse.
Woohoo! I don't think it would be a horror anthology without one.
This one has a lot of the energy of, like, that very confusingly lettered zombie, like, Italian horror series from, like, the 80s.
I'm not familiar.
It was just a series of, like cheesy, low-budget zombie movies that an Italian director did. But when it went out to the world, the sequel, Zombie 2, was the one that went out. So that just became Zombie for the rest of the world, which meant Zombie 3 was Zombie 2, and it was just a whole mess.
Fascinating.
It's got a lot of those vibes. It's a small, isolated island where so many of Fran's misadventures take place.
Well, we need to contain the chaos to one location so it won't spill over into other stories.
And you've heard of island gigantism, island Franism.
Yeah.
Where there is a fever racking the people. It's linked to a local legend. Long ago, it was said that if you went out into the forest, you would be attacked by Moapose, an evil wood spirit that would kill you and spread its evil.
Yeah, we don't really dive into too much lore about it. It's just this, indigenous spirit that just, inhabits whoever seems to come across it. We don't know exactly what provokes it.
Like with most legends of like spirits and demonic entities and such, it's really like the source of the legend is that there is a disease that the people of the time didn't understand. And so the behavior of the Moaposa is basically what we find out to be the disease that causes the zombie outbreak.
It is your typical zombies coming to life and attacking the population while Fran is trying to figure out exactly what the origins of this disease is and how do we stop it, because oh my gosh, it is pretty horrific. Regardless if they're actual zombies or not, they're still eating people. People are dying.
There's still shambling hordes of people
committing great violence,
doing a cannibalism. I love how this started with Fran getting called out to the island. Like, there's some weird new disease. So she's doing her research, and some guy hears banging around in the morgue, and he's like, well, time to die as every zombie movie patient zero. I heard a weird noise in the morgue. I'm gonna open the door without checking my corners.
Yep. There had to be one guy.
I mean, to be fair, they do kind of flood out on him, but yeah, that's it's the typical zombie initiation.
I'm just saying, if I hear anything from the morgue, I'm running heck away. I don't care.
I just wouldn't take a job in a morgue.
Come on, Jacob. It's easy money.
I don't need to learn about corpse wax, okay?
Come on, man. You don't
That
want
was such a
embalming
random
techniques?
thing. Yeah. I was like, yeah, you don't know about corpse wax?
No.
But because we need a victim, a random person that Fran has interacted with in the past shows up. Ijuin-san, the journalist, she's here for the story, and because she's in proximity to Fran, she gets taken up in the horror.
Do not be in proximity of Fran. That's what the key lesson here is.
I just love when they barricade themselves in the mall. We get like a shot of the cluster of people, and they all look like they've all got like kind of unique character designs. They look like, the group of people that are going to die one by one in the zombie movie. And then we never get any details about these people. They just start going full Dead
full
Rising.
zombie.
Yeah, well, because the entire premise is a bunch of Dawn of the Dead characters who have watched Dawn of the Dead. And they're like, oh, yeah, no, just aim for the heads and shoot. Done.
those are the
Problem
rules.
solved.
Yeah.
Slow zombies are really easy to kill.
Yeah. Except then Fran reveals that these zombies are not exactly what they seem. That they are, in fact, still alive.
Yeah, because she figures that out because Fran gets bit and then decapitates herself.
Fran does whatever Fran does. Of course, it doesn't affect her the way it would normal human beings.
The
Because
advantage of detachable body parts.
yeah.
Unfortunately, our poor journalist son does not have this.
Our poor journalist son is a normal human being, which is really not the best thing to be in the Fran universe. Unfortunately.
And we learn it's a bit like, well, not actually like cordyceps. It's the
Fran
thing.
compares it to a variant of cordyceps.
Yeah, the one that attacks snails.
Snails. Yeah.
Which, if you haven't seen those videos on YouTube, do not, and I repeat, do not look it up. It is.
Why are there videos of it on YouTube?
It's
I've only ever had
everywhere.
it described to me. Why would you film that?
It's literally 2 and 3 o'clock in the morning. That's what goes in my algorithm.
No!
You've been warned, people.
With that image in my head, the whole shtick here is that, oh no, the zombies are alive and still people. Like they can be cured. Because like one of the main things where zombie fiction is concerned, one of the advantages of zombie fiction is you can have the protagonists succeeding and still committing great violence, but with like no like moral aspect to it because they're dead, so killing them doesn't count. But oh no, the zombies are alive. It's a classic Fran twist.
It's literally locked in syndrome, but your body's on like autopilot, but you can't scream and you can't communicate. But oh my gosh, you're so hungry.
Yeah. And there is a fun bit where they weave in through the story the Dawn of the Dead characters. There's a part of them that's enjoying killing a bunch of slow zombies. So, boy, it's a good thing that this has not happened because it would be bad.
I mean, they're basically living out their zombie killing fantasy. And don't pretend that, if we were in such a situation, there wouldn't unfortunately be rows of people who would be able to like fall into those shoes of yeah.
And I mean, like, the crazy thing is, it's like, it's a survival scenario. There's a legitimate argument that they should, in fact, defend themselves. But, like, because they're still people,
they're racking up high scores.
Yeah, it's like because the zombies are still alive humans that can be cured, you should be disabling them, not killing them. But they don't know that, and they're not looking into it in the same way Fran does because Fran is curious. They just see zombies. You shoot zombies in the head. That's just what you do. We do kind of leave this one with the poor journalist still a zombie on the last page.
It had been long enough since reading Franken Fran that like when it just kind of ended with like that horrible revelation and nothing else happened, I was like, well, wait a minute. Wait, am I missing pages here? What happened? Oh no, wait, this is This is how it do. Thankfully, in an end of volume extra chapter, we learn that Fran managed to specifically capture her as a test subject to learn more about this sickness.
I was about to say, there's no thankfully here. She keeps the news reporter just walking around as a zombie and live streams her for entertainment. And specifies that part of like the parasite infestation is that eventually your sphincter loses all like closability and you're just constantly shitting yourself. It's like
Yeah, that was
Ability.
That's important information.
yeah.
Franken Fran makes a lot of choices, and that sure was one of them. In fact, I was so caught off guard that when I turned to the next chapter, I was like, oh, are we actually getting a continuation of the zombie story? Oh no, this is a different cannibal.
Yeah.
I mean, like it's one of those ones where Franken Fran has done multi-parters before.
We get several follow-ups in our reading.
Yeah,
Mhm.
it's one of those ones where it's like I was wondering if there was going to be like if this is going to be like a mini arc, but no, that's honestly most of what we read in this was either follow-ups to previous volume stuff or one-offs, which is kind of going back to classic Fran.
Mm-hmm.
It also doesn't help that the zombie story ends on like rhetorical question from Fran, essentially saying like, yes, do you think that perhaps films depicting zombie media glorify violence too much? An intellectual viewpoint, you might think. It's like, Fran, shut the hell up. You're keeping you're keeping a human being in a zoo. Like,
Listen, as we've talked about in previous episodes, Fran's morality is unique.
It's very logical. I'll say that.
It's logical to her.
Fran's morality is so logical it is illogical. I think
That's what
that's
I
the best way to
mean.
describe it.
You have to tap into Fran's morality, and you're like, no, I gotcha. It's dubious, but I gotcha.
We'll get to right Fran and left Fran later. The one time she becomes a semi-normal person.
Define normal because it very well. We'll get there.
We'll get there.
For our next chapter, our next story, the cannibal.
Well, she's a cannibal with certain justifications, which I mean kind of makes sense. She didn't start out that way.
Yeah. The setup is that there's been a rash of attacks, a rash of violent attacks where people get jumped, beaten up, and then have, bits of them bitten off. Some of them have died from this, others haven't. Like, what the heck's going on? But there doesn't seem to be any obvious link between the victims
Mm-hmm.
until Fran looks a little further into it by getting a convenient corpse to autopsy.
She loves her autopsies. Loves it.
And
Jeez.
discovers that the victim had a rare type of immunodeficiency syndrome.
Which I feel should have come up on the medical reports that the police would have access to.
but Jacob, they just discovered this immunodeficiency recently. Like every illness that comes up in Franken Fran.
Yeah, honestly, the funny thing is, I'm pretty sure it was this one. There was at least one of the "it's a new disease out of nowhere" case. I think it was this one where they actually do a decent job of like in universe covering why this disease is just recently discovered because it has a lot of symptoms and the symptoms overlap with other issues.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure this is the one where they did that, and it's like, in all honesty, I buy that is like, it's a disease that has existed all along, but people haven't, like noticed it because it's been like misdiagnosed as other things.
With this understanding of the commonality between all the victims, when they manage to catch the attacker, Fran is able to put two and two together, link the motive. And it's like, I see. So you were eating these people in order to absorb their immunodeficiency syndrome for your own purposes.
Basically, the way the disease works is it's a cytokine storm that doesn't kill you quickly. So by ingesting a bunch of pathogens, especially the same kind of pathogen that causes the disease, it gets your immune system to attack things that are actually harmful and stop attacking your own healthy cells.
Yeah, because she's got an autoimmune disorder.
Mhm.
We found out that this poor girl has lived a very terrible life because she is racked by many a disease. But her mother was too much uh of a
Harlot? What are you trying to
harlot.
say here,
Yeah.
Sam?
I was trying to find a way to combine neglectful and like harlot, and
Her mom's not great.
her mom's not great.
I don't know.
I-
She is better than some of the parents that we've read. I mean, she hasn't full on like I don't know.
The bar is low.
The bar is
Bar
pretty low. It's especially pretty low when like the seedy guy that she's going to sleep with is like, hey, isn't it kind of fucked up that you're leaving your daughter alone in your apartment in order to go like bang me while she's obviously sick? What? No, she's fine.
Quote, the trashy brat is fine. Wow. When she's a little bit older, she goes to a doctor herself to figure out, why she's been so sickly her whole life. Finds out what we described earlier and starts off by ingesting pieces of herself.
Mm-hmm. Like her fingernail
And
clippings, her
like dead skin.
cast
Yeah,
off
I
skin.
don't think she goes to the extreme of like chopping off any extremities or limbs.
No, but
No.
like
Furthest she goes is drinking her own piss.
Which, while gross, is not as extreme as apparently she immediately escalates into.
Excuse me, Jay. Bear Grylls has informed me that is a normal thing to do and is not gross in any way.
uh,
Thank you, Bear Grylls, for
It
weighing in
is
on our podcast. We appreciate
amazing.
all of our listeners.
Of our our
But,
greatest listener, Bear Grylls. And, I
Look.
mean, to be fair, this is tied with a pretty strong panel of her saying, "I am going to live." Like, it's pretty clear. Like, I think it's actually a really good scene that like she's doing all of these horribly disgusting things and like unflinchingly because she has that strong a will to live.
It's a pretty inspiring character moment. She then proceeds to Makima, her own mother.
I was gonna say it then turns into the end of Chainsaw Man Part 1.
Whoa, spoilers, Jacob.
Eh,
Just those
you've
who
watched the
only are
podcast.
watching the freaking anime. We're a manga podcast.
Yeah, and the manga's way past that. Aren't you caught up? Says the guy who isn't caught up with Chainsaw Man, actually.
I am caught up
She's
with
like-
Chainsaw Man, just for the record.
Damn, after turning my mom into steak, my skin is so clear, my energy levels are up. Oh, hey, yeah, I'm Mr. Doctor Man. That's really great that your immunodeficiency problem is helping. You have cancer. Huh?
This is actually this is like I almost wish there was more of this story because this is such a I love this twist because the autoimmune deficiency, her immune system was attacking the healthy cells in her body. Like that was like the main thing that particular disease did. But because it was attacking a bunch of cells that it should not have attacked, it was also suppressing a cancer tumor that her immune system wouldn't have normally been able to detect and fight off. And when she gets the autoimmune disease under control, the tumor that had been there all along flares up.
When she gets the autoimmune disease under control, Karma's like, oh, well, your free chemo is over, I guess. Some gratitude.
And then she had to go through chemo, which ruined her immune system again. So she had to keep eating people.
Yep.
Shucks.
So
Every time she went in for chemo, she needed to then go eat another person.
and Fran's like, well, I do respect somebody with such a great commitment to living. Because all I care about is preserving life. The quality of that life does not matter so long as the subject is alive.
But conveniently, works out great for this girl.
Yeah, she's returning to work. Everybody is so happy to see her, talking about how she's looking so much better. Hey, you want to go out for drinks? We're gonna go sporting. oh, you're like the belle of the ball at your college. You get this awesome journalism career going. Cut back to Fran being like,
Reality.
damn, she's got Creutzfeldt-Jacobs disease. Her brain is disintegrating. Oh well, I think
She
she's
looks
having
happy.
I think she's having a happy dream as her mind literally cannibalizes itself.
Well, I mean, I'm reading this. I'm going through the pages, and it's like 3 or 4 straight pages of the character we'd been following being happy. It's like, yeah, this is not gonna last.
Oh, I figured that too, but I thought it was like Fran keeping her in some sort of like drug-induced state of euphoria as her body slowly disintegrated. It's like, no, it's just the third genetic disorder walking out onto the ring like it's Vince McMahon as the surprise villain at SmackDown.
Well, that one actually is something that happens to people who that's a cannibalism linked
Oh yeah,
disease.
oh right, yeah.
Get your brain prions all messed up.
But at least she'll die happy, I guess.
You think Fran would let her die? She's a good doctor.
You're right.
She will exist happily.
She's gonna keep that body alive until every last neuron has eaten itself alive.
And then she'll put a new brain in the body, probably. Probably some kind of small furry animal.
But hey, Matt, it's your favorite girl. It's Gavril.
I think it's everybody's favorite.
She is
Yeah,
the
well,
best.
There's nothing wrong.
She keeps it real. A little too real at times, but she keeps it real.
Gavril has done nothing wrong. She is the chain-smoking wine-on to that this school needed.
Yep.
So, Gavril's doctor friend, who used to be the professor's partner and is strongly implied to be a Nazi.
Hamatsuki, yeah. The guy who totally wasn't a candidate for Operation Paperclip.
But he's offered a teaching position, says, no, I'm not doing that. Gavril, go be a teacher for me. And she's like, I don't want to. Do it, because I said it. And she's like, okay then, but I'm going to kill a bunch of people. And don't kill any people. Okay, but I'm doing it, but not because you said so.
Well, we basically just get an entire chapter of Gavril being
The voice of
Basic-
reason to these children, the youth. The youth
Yeah.
need the truth.
There's a weird wholesomeness to her complete lack of filter.
Before we get too far, Amatsuka definitely wasn't a candidate for Operation Paperclip. He was at Unit 731. Got my war crimes joke out of the way. Continue, Matt.
Yeah, I'm like 90% sure. I think this chapter is meant to be a reference to great teacher Onizuka, because she's very Yakuza boss who's just trying to help these kids in the way that the system won't let them.
Mm-hmm.
Well, problem is, great teacher Onizuka actually wants to be a good teacher. She just wants to teach these kids street smarts.
Gavril's just giving unethical life advice because, she's
Unethical but effective.
Yeah, but is she wrong? Like, maybe
Well,
morally wrong, but not wrong.
Well, I mean, the first one we get of this is a bunch of blue bloods are beating up a guy, and she's like, "Hey, bullying's for pussies. Go home." And they're like, "Huh, that bitch. We're going to do a disproportional punishment to her. So we're going to jump her in a parking lot and beat her with copper pipes." "Oh, hey, you're trying to rape me?" No, we never said anything about rape. What are you talking about? Listen, if you're going to rape somebody, then you need to make sure that you're jumping in. We weren't going to do that.
I appreciate Gavril's lack of filter so much.
Yeah.
What do you mean you weren't going to do that? You're all the children of like politicians and business magnates. Statistically, half of you are the product of rape.
Direct quote. And it's kind of obvious just from like the way that like their demeanor, and especially when they actually get challenged, they were probably just going to try to intimidate Gavril, like menace her with pipes, but not actually even assault her.
Oh yeah, no.
Let alone what she said.
They were all talk and no actual bite. All bark but no bite.
It's like she said, bullying's for weenies.
Yeah.
And these guys are weenies.
No, you were right the first time. Bullying's for pussies, and she says that.
Yeah.
Gavriel
Boy-
would not say weenies.
Bullying's for pussies, and these guys are pussies.
Also, really, pick your targets better, because don't go after the 6-foot woman with bolts in her face and like is
And
covered
scars
in
all
scars,
over. Yeah.
sharpened teeth. Like,
My type of woman.
No one ever acknowledges the like sutures and bolts in any of the Madaraki family.
Well, obviously, it's because they're being nice and unassuming. Because, I don't know.
Are
Look
you
at that
assuming my my being alive status?
Are you assuming my humanity?
Well,
Sam?
clearly they're, you know what? Clearly they're just body modders, and this is a cyberpunk universe.
Obviously, yes.
It kind of is.
That
Yes.
makes too much
that
sense.
literally happened to the school.
Yeah, no, you're right. You're right. They're just body modders.
The high school stories are always insane because like barely anyone seems to die. There's always just a hand waved, everything was returned to normal at the end.
And before any parents found out about the about the socio-political or biological or insert problem here that we caused.
I like how at the very beginning of this chapter, Fran notices Gavriel and is just like, I don't want to interact with her. This is gonna be complicated. I'm gonna be off screen for most of this chapter.
She got off Vietnam Island. Crap. Because I'd forgotten that she made her own personal Vietnam for Gavriel.
Yep. To keep her distracted. Oh, and then the author's notes on this chapter at the very end is, yeah, no, Gavriel noticed Fran was there. She just didn't interact with her. I really dislike people who ask me why. It's just like my favorite reaction to, that is a plot hole I didn't realize. Shut up.
Well, I mean, we already know that she has an insanely like strong sense of smell and everything, so it would have to be impossible, right?
Yeah, exactly.
It would definitely be impossible. Gavriel's just like
Didn't
I
care
already
about that in the moment, and she was already told she couldn't kill anyone, so
Gavriel just ignored Fran, and I hate people who ask me why.
which is actually kind of funny because it's very in character for her to ignore Fran in this specific circumstance. Because like she's mildly annoyed and like restrained at this point. Like she's not allowed to do fun things. So it makes sense that she would just pretend Fran isn't there.
Yeah, she's just getting her kicks where she can with the students. It's just like, hey sensei, I'm not very good at studying, but I want to get a good grade so I can get a good job. Why? You're a girl, just spread your legs for an old guy and then kill him so you can get his estate. What? Hey, sensei, I'm being bullied. Is there anything you can do to help me? Break their kneecaps, you wimp. Or do the best kind of revenge and
I
just
love
get
this.
rich. And because they're a bunch of bullying weaklings, they'll peak here in high school and never accomplish anything, and you can just rub it in their face.
Play the long game.
And she goes back to Amatsuka like, do I have to do this for much longer? All the dudes in all the male students in my class jerk off, and it stinks.
I don't think you fully understand. Every day I am in class, and it reeks of common period blood. I really need you to know how much I hate this. Oh, you're just being sensitive.
I mean, I understand Gavriel a lot more now. Why she might be so antisocial? Because, come on,
That nose means that she cannot be around any number of people.
she can't be around people because people
Teenagers
smell.
in particular.
Yeah,
To be fair, Jay, only half of them have come on.
yeah, I knew you were gonna do that. I knew it.
She single-handedly wipes out an entire Windbreakers inter-school war
By standing in place and letting them get tired of attacking her.
Yeah, she didn't do anything. They just keep attacking her. Like, what the heck? Crazy.
There is a panel of her gripping a guy's head really hard, and all the other panels implies that she was like gouging people's eyes out, but
Nobody's dead.
nobody's
That's
dead.
the important part.
One of them is screaming, "Sensei, I'm on your side," which implies she was not caring about friendly fire.
It's
And
Gavril.
yet,
Do you think she cares about friendly fire?
and yet there is a huge line of students waiting to get her advice.
This is just like I love that this is just kind of like a normal thing for her at this point, where it's like, okay, next.
You want to get skinny? Eat less and exercise more. You want to get taller? Eat more and exercise more. You want to not be so ugly? Man, look at your face. You're beat as shit. Get some plastic surgery. Your family's rich. Oh, crap. Somebody's shooting up the school? Cool. Finally, somebody I get to kill.
It is self-defense. It was self-defense.
And that's the
Castle
end of the
Doctrine.
chapter. Like, it's great. It's just a pure Gavril having fun chapter.
I mean, honestly, best teacher of the year. Give this woman teacher of the year
All years.
all years. Yes.
Well, they do reinstate her teaching like tenure,
Yeah.
so they're like, oh, they like her so much. Come back for another 6 months.
Yep.
No.
I hate it, but I'm gonna keep doing it because I'm grouchy about things.
She has too much ego to do things badly.
Mhm.
Yep.
Like, she would never intentionally fail something to get out of doing something that she wants because she has too much of an ego for it.
Yeah.
Which is
Mhm.
one of the
Plus-
reasons I love her.
Plus, this assignment gets her Nazi scientist head pats, which she always loves. So
Yeah. And the next chapter sure is something.
It certainly is.
You know how they say only the good die young?
yes,
Well, Fran hears a news story about somebody who lived to be over 100, and she's like, probably just some faulty paperwork and a misfiled death certificate. No.
No, she's still currently alive, and she's 180 years old.
189, oldest person on Earth. That's not right. I need to go check this out. Yes, here's Kanabe Sue-san. She's in intensive care at a senior's home. She can't see, she can't hear, she can't talk. She basically is just a skeleton existing. She still breathes.
Fran is like, I see nothing wrong with this.
She still breathes. Her heart still beats. Okay, is she like a tardigrade or something? Like she was alive from. She saw the whole Meiji Restoration.
Yeah. We can learn a lot from this woman, really. If we're able to communicate.
we could learn
Uh-huh.
all about Tanjiro's journey.
We could. In fact,
You know what? She's spiteful enough to create Demon Slayer.
I saw that little twink with his stupid nose. It gave me so much joy to watch him cry about his sister. Put 50 years on my life.
Because via using brain scans and one of Fran's living dolls, basically, they're able to actually communicate with her, and it is. She also gets some records from her family, and it is revealed she literally lives on spite.
yep.
I appreciate how unnecessary the living doll was for this story. It was just like, let's just throw some tits in here.
I just happen,
we
I,
need
I
some
happen to have a
tits.
clone sitting around.
We need some tits and we need some body horror. So, like, what
Yep.
more do you want?
Check and check.
I had a brain wiped clone sitting around. It's fine.
We don't ask why, because you know the answer why.
Peace treaty with the cockroaches?
Once the brain linkage is complete, it's revealed that the old woman is in a state of like semi-suspension because she's got a surplus of Terhalos, I think it's pronounced. It's a
preservative.
It's a preservative in her cells. And once the brain linkage is complete, she's like, "Oh yes, the spite and hatred of man has fed me for 200 years. The more miserable people are around me, the happier I am." And I love the doctor here freaking out like, "You're kidding me. We're literally keeping these bags of bones alive off of raw spite?" No.
Yeah.
No,
I'm
no.
glad he gets it. Like immediately. What the-
What do you mean we're pouring money into keeping the elderly still alive when they're just existing to spite us? You know what? I wish they were right about Obama's death panels.
Oh,
And Fran's like, wait, no, hold on. It might not work like that. This is still in the early stages of testing, and
Also, I want you to know those meetings I had with then President Obama were classified. You can't talk about them.
we've also got reports of some more incredibly old people: 109, 120, 132, 241.
I feel like there's a metaphor somewhere in this chapter, and it's not subtle.
I don't like the implication too that all of these calls come in after the old lady is just like, we're gonna just keep growing in number. You can't do anything about us.
It's
The
like
old
she
are gonna
sent
take
out
them.
like an SOS. Everyone assemble. We must not let them know we exist. Let's fight.
It's the old Vengers.
Wait, this is just the plot of Warhammer 40,000. They're just perpetuals, mother.
Your frustration delights
It
me.
fuels them.
So anyway, how are the Sentinels doing?
They're doing the Sentinels.
The series-long
on,
Sentai subplot.
Yeah, based on our previous installments, probably not well. I mean,
so to recap, the Sentinels we found out weren't exactly on the up and up, question mark?
they were too good at their jobs and it made them sad. So then they became villains.
Yep.
And then Vengeance is also just horny for backstory tragedy.
Yeah, it's an odd mind space, but I guess it makes sense. I guess if you need a purpose, you adore the praise you receive, and you're just like, so what's next? How do I perpetuate my use, my functionality? How do I
Kind of, but I'm also thinking that Vengeance gets off sexually.
Oh, well.
I think in his introduction that was very heavily implied. A guy who is in like a racing bike gear, like a black suit and pads and stuff. He's on a bus because his bike broke down. So a bunch of little kids see him and think, "Oh, that's the Sentinel." At first he's like, "Oh yeah, sure," just to kind of placate them. And then a monster shows up.
That guy said he was a Sentinel. I guess I might have done that.
To be fair, he does the hero thing. He steps up and he does his best, and it holds the monster off long enough for Vengeance Sentinel to show up, which is not necessarily a good thing.
Also, to clarify, when you say he tried his best, he did what any normal human can do in the Franken Fran universe and immediately get a limb ripped off. But that is the best he could have done.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, Vengeance decides his whole thing is Sentinel 1 and Sentinel 2 are on their like anti-human crusade. So but like if he stops them, then he won't have anyone to take vengeance against. So he finds our new hero and is like, I have an idea. Hey Fran, give this guy regenerating powers and literally nothing else.
Which, on its face, I immediately raised a red flag because I'm like, this sounds like hell. Because it doesn't anesthetize you to anything, like any pain. You're still getting ripped to shreds over and over and over and over again.
I also like how Fran seems to be a real stickler about the doctor's bill in this, because she's like, it's going to be expensive to rebuild his body with what I've been giving you for the Sentai treatment. He's just, Vengeance is just, no. He doesn't need all that. Just literally the cheapest
budget.
Unable give me the 2 million peso man.
Yes! Oh my
god! Just the cheapest mods you got, Ripper Doc.
Immediately results in Vengeance will send Sentinel 4, Sentinel Man, after Sentinel 1 and Sentinel 2.
He'll immediately get the shit beat out of him.
Vengeance can come in and swear vengeance for his kink, and then Sentinel Man can revive himself immediately afterward.
with his grafted on tank of regenerative stem cells.
Which come up a lot in this reading. Actually, I think they came up a lot in Franken Fran in general, but
Stem cells are magic and let you do whatever you want in medicine.
We'll get to the cardinal.
It is the next one, so
yeah.
Yeah, okay, this fucking chapter.
I would say I have questions, but never question Franken Fran. It's
Never
it's a road
question
to
Fran.
madness.
She is perfection. All questions will be dealt with accordingly, as we learn by this biography.
So Fran goes to Italy,
Yes, you do. Yeah.
where a cardinal is getting the full exorcist treatment because he's going a little cuckoo cuckoo. And so Fran goes and begins doing like a medical examination of him, scans his body, and is like, "Hey, so I scanned his cranium, and he's got baby brain." You mean like his brain is degenerated to that of an infant? No, I mean his brain is literally shaped like a fetus.
I beg your pardon.
Listen, I'm not gonna say demons because that's your gig, nun lady, but I need to do more examination. Oh, hey, surgical scars on his head that looks like he had some sort of brain surgery that didn't involve cracking open the skull itself. And gunshot wounds to the head. Something's up here. I'm going to keep investigating. All right, Fran, while you're investigating, I'm going to go to the Ardennes and be Kung Fu Nun and beat up some old, some gangsters in order to get information.
Yeah.
And we find out that this cardinal, who was probably going to be the next pope, we find like a bunch of people wanted him to be the next pope. We find out that he has a shady past.
That Joaquin, yeah, he's a murderer. We hit banks together.
setup for this is insane.
I mean, it is like a testament to the ultimate redemption story, I'll tell you that.
Yeah. Because turns out gangster cardinal had an experimental stem cell treatment to restore his brain tissue by injecting stem cells in.
After getting shot in the head.
Yeah, to repair some brain tissue. Also, this is all explained by him when he breaks into Fran's room, which really, as far as people breaking into Fran's room, this has really turned out best for him than anyone else.
Yeah. No, it's great because he climbs like up the tree and into her room, shakes her awake, and he's totally lucid. Like, Fran, please, you need to help me. You're shockingly coherent. I've been faking the demonic possession thing the entire time. Oh, do you just like feel like you're not cut out to be Pope? Yes, because I'm a murderer. That's why I need you to cut out the thing in my brain. Don't worry, I won't die. Huh?
It's even crazier than that, Sam, though.
Trust me, I know how this will work. And then the rest of the chapter happens, and I have questions, but I'm not going to ask them because Franken Fran. I am actually going to ask them, but still.
It's fine. I won't die. This is the whole reason I got my brain with child.
Because, like, the whole thing is he became a completely different person overnight. He felt guilty about his, like, sins and went to go seek redemption. And the insanity of this is that he doesn't want to become Pope. And he can't just say he doesn't want to become Pope. He is such a good cardinal and such a redeemed man and such a pure and virtuous soul. They are going to elect him to be the next Pope. And he can't do anything about that. And the problem is, the Pope is seen by everyone in the world. So people are going to see him and know he was a gangster. And he can't let that...
The Pope's a public figure.
Unlike a cardinal who is an equally public figure.
I mean, yeah, to I don't know. Cardinals are pretty visible to those who of the faith. Like you know who your cardinals are, not as much as the Pope, but
The
yeah,
Pope is a more public figure than a
I'm
cardinal.
surprised he's gotten this far. Essentially, is like no one hinted or even like there is no even accusations, any rumors or anything from somebody who might have recognized this guy.
The
I think
crazy thing, the crazy thing to me is this guy is a cardinal, and he has this deep secret that the guilt has been eating up him inside this entire time. And as a cardinal, he has apparently never been to confession because the entire point of that is to absolve you of guilt.
I'm just saying, dude, you wasted these 20 years. You gotta say some Hail Marys. You gotta pray the rosary.
Yeah, you don't understand. He did a lot of sins before he turned over a new leaf. So, Fran does a cesarean section brain surgery.
The surgery is insane because she essentially just cuts the egg open and hatches a baby.
That's how that works.
And the baby's just in there crying. And she's like, wow, the child started breathing on its own. Let me clip the umbilical cord. I mean the brainstem. I mean it's both. Who do I say congratulations to?
I love that human moment. She's like, congratulations, someone.
And now his original body is vegetative because his brain turned into a baby and was subsequently removed.
Okay, see, here's the thing. It's been 20 years.
There is no part of this that makes any sense.
It's been 20 years, and only now did he become both Zeus and Athena, because Fran says that the baby, the brainchild, is basically his reincarnation.
Yes.
Well, you
The
see, Sam.
ultimate redemption arc. He has been reborn, quite literally.
Yeah, it is a spiritual rebirth. Except, no, it's just a biological birth.
It is the most literal, metaphorical rebirth ever. It's weird.
Also, Fran just gives the baby to a nun, and the nun immediately says, "This baby is so pure. He will be our next pope." And I'm like, is your pope going to be like 7 years old? Like
Yes.
the whole
No,
point is
it's Fran who says, you will grow up. I'm sure he will grow up into a wonderful pope, because the nun is very confused.
the nun is like,
Yes, but I mean, at least this is the nun who the nuns had earlier interactions.
Yeah,
with Fran.
this is the battle nun who fought the jellyfish.
Yes. So
mhm.
That's a sentence I just said. I want everybody to understand the fact that I just said those words and they made sense.
yes,
We're
did.
reading Franken Fran, everybody.
She's a recurring character. So yes, she is stunned, but at the same time, this is Fran we're dealing with. So she believes her.
Damn, I guess this baby's gonna be the next pope. Fran
Yeah.
said so. Oh, well. The next chapter happens.
It really definitely does happen.
If I had a nickel for every time SysCon explicitly or implicitly happened in this chapter, I'd have too many fucking nickels.
Oopsies.
This is actually kind of funny. Like, there is like a whole plot line that this is going down, and it's like, oh, grieving brother, okay, that's fine. But like, then at the very end, it just takes this swerve and like, you just couldn't help yourself, huh?
SysCon tentacle porn.
So, did
Whoa,
we
whoa,
ever
whoa.
did we ever get it explicitly confirmed that the brother that his little sister died?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, it is explicitly said that she died. Good.
Yes.
I was worried his little sister was taken away for other reasons that we find out. But
It says that his little sister passed away.
what a shame.
Yep.
What a shame.
Tragedy.
Too young.
Yep.
Too young,
So-
too pure. She died. He's very sad.
Understandably. Yes, he's grieving.
So So anyway, Fran was working on a take-home science fair project, which was essentially, hey, can I turn an octopus into a little sister? I know what you're asking. Fran, why would you do that? That sounds insane. Because she wanted to see if she could. And she was
here.
doing pretty well at it.
Come here, Veronica. I need to do a spinal tap I need to do a spinal tap through your butthole.
Seriously.
For reasons.
Well, what? It's not
scientists were-
actually through your butthole, but we are paneling this so suggestively.
We're paneling this in the way that is the most funny. Your scientists were so preoccupied with whether or not they could, they didn't stop to ask if they should.
So Fran injects the spinal tap cells into the octopus, which gives it little sister powers. And so the octopus, she forgets her suitcase. So grieving older brother takes the suitcase because he's a good guy. He's like class rep and whatever. He's gonna go give it back to Fran. He can't find Fran, so he's like going through pictures of him and his little sister, grieving her. And the octopus sees this, which allows it to create a mimicry version of the little sister's face with tentacle hair.
Mm-hmm.
And he immediately is just like, cool, I guess this is mine now. I am going to pleasure myself with this fish.
That happens.
Whoa.
That doesn't happen yet. No, see, that's the thing I like about this, because
The fact that you said yet!
Well, the thing that makes it so funny is it isn't that for so long. Like, for so long, it's just a grieving brother is, has like a surrogate sister, and boy, this sure isn't healthy. And like, there's a whole thing about Fran as like, it's going to do whatever it can to try to garner your sympathy and get you to do what it wants. And he won't listen, and keeps clinging to Octopus sister.
Mm-hmm. And like is bonding with her, is feeding it, is protecting it from Fran when Fran says, come on, just give me back the octopus so I can euthanize it. And he's just like, no. And Octopus is like, no.
Oh, Nichan, don't let her take me away.
Oh. And then he feeds the octopus so much that it gets a rockin' hot girl body. And then like brother character is just like, oh, sister, I've always wanted to do this.
Yeah, like, again, there is no hint at Cis Confidential at all for the entire chapter, and then right in the last 2 or 3 pages, Octopus Nachan starts coming onto him, and then immediately it says confidential. Oh, I've waited so long. God damn it.
And then we flip the page to just
tentacling him.
Yeah, we flip the page to him getting deep-throated by tentacles, and I'm just like, holy shit, this went from 0 to 60 so quickly. It's just
one of those is going
really
up his
funny.
butt.
Yeah, it's just really funny how hardcore it went in a page flip. It's like, oh my god.
One of those is definitely going up his butt.
Yep.
Yep.
That's where you lay the eggs.
Obviously.
Yeah. Fran has some science-ese at the end that I'm just like, okay, sure, why not? Which is essentially just like arthropods used to be the top of the food chain, but not anymore.
Clearly, the world was once dominated by the mighty cephalopod, but being an apex predator requires so much maintenance because the brain too big that they suffered a terrible decline. And now, by creating the ultimate Nachan octopus, I have given them a new chance at supremacy over mankind.
But should you?
No!
Also, for those who needed similarly terrifying alternatives, I've seen this done with spiders. You're welcome.
Great.
Jay's read a manga about feeding your little sister if she was a spider. Gotcha.
Not that aspect, but I'm just saying, if you open up to the page and you see the image that we land on, you'll understand.
I don't want to do that.
Anyway, that's the end of Volume 7. We're going to take a quick break.
Woohoo!
And welcome back to the show, folks, where last we left man-made horrors beyond our comprehension.
Oh, we comprehended them all right.
We just
You
didn't
might
want to.
have. Listen, that poor guy's...
That poor guy made choices that I would not have made, but he made them. So
God, that's just the entirety of Franken Fran, isn't it?
his butthole will never be the same.
Unlike the reporter's butthole, who will also never be the same.
But in a
Just
completely different way.
So
Ugh.
before we truly cap off Volume 7, we do have a extra chapter, with
a pilot for a completely different series.
pretty much. It's like equal parts like Cat's Eye and
It's way more interesting than Cat's Eye.
It's basically Kaito Kid.
I really like the characters. The premise is very basic, but our gentleman thief character Ran and the detective character chasing her, both really
the
fun
detective
characters.
character Yugo.
Yeah, because the idea behind the chapter is it starts off on a cruise ship, and Detective Yugo sees what he thinks is a maid about to, pocket some rich person's knickknack. And she's like, "Oh no, I'm an illusionist. I was just practicing. I wasn't going to steal anything." Yeah, I don't.
Sure.
I hope nobody bought that.
I didn't.
So the twist that it turns out that Ran the maid is actually the real cat burglar all along is relatively obvious.
She is the real Phase 20, and somebody impersonating Phase 20 has taken over this boat, the 20 Phase, and is going to kill all the rich chicks on it.
This completely ordinary maid on the ship named Ran, and the detective go around, dismantling the plan.
I've got this solid snake box, except it's a barrel.
She's also stole one of the PDAs. It's very basic, it's very predictable, but it's fun and charming. I think
It's fun and charming and full of gory murder, like a lot of Franken Fran.
I was just about to say, it's got like Franken Fran's art style is very like soft and cartoony and has a natural charm to it, but it's Franken Fran, so it's got some pretty severe like hyper violence and body horror, and like the contrast really works for this. I don't know if a full series of this would be able to sustain the degree of violence that Franken Fran does, but at the very least, this chapter works really well for what it is. And it's just a very simple, very fun pilot for a series that I wish existed. I looked it up. Apparently, there's like this and another test chapter, and that's it.
I do like the gimmick of like gentleman thief magic tricks, but occasionally just way too much gore involved. Like, why did the barrel explode blood? I didn't need to do that.
I filled it with ketchup. Speaking of gory special effects, the opening like two-parter arc of chapter or of volume 8.
Yeah, this does happen.
Dr. Evil goes to high school.
You're not even kidding.
Dr. Evil goes to high school is way too good of a description of this.
But you're not wrong.
It's sad that what happens to Officer Kuho in this chapter can't even be claimed to be the worst thing that Franken Fran has done to her.
Yeah, right.
There is a layered degree of wrong done to Kuho in these two chapters. Because, okay, so a guy who was like known to be shady and evil has bought an island and is funneling a bunch of money and resources into this island. So the authorities suspect nefarious shenanigans afoot.
Well, he made a bunch of money in biotech, so clearly he's evil as hell. Also, he had business dealings with the Madaraki estate, which means he's evil as hell.
Yeah. So Kuho is tasked with figuring this out, mostly because she knows Fran, and she's very displeased about this. Which, fair.
I love
I
the way the
mean,
the upper brass tries to sell this to her. Just like, think of it as a big step forward in your career. If you bust this wide open, you're gonna shoot up the ladder. You know what? I mean, it's a lot of responsibility, but I think I can do it. Cool. You're gonna get in contact with Fran in 2 hours. God damn it.
uh so yeah, they infiltrate the island pretty easy because the security is good but not airtight. And when they arrive inside, they find they find Dr. Evil going to high school.
Turns out, basically, he used his money to build what is essentially a giant film set that is not his hometown as it actually was, but how it existed in his memories, which is like bright and neon and full of hope, except he can relive his high school days, but actually participating and being friendly, and people actually like him, and he's not sitting in the corner like a loser. And then it kind of devolves into, also my class is entirely hot women and they all have anime girl hair, and the teacher is a dude who is constantly just going like, dude, nice, so many cuties are after you. I want cutie. I want him. I want him. I want him.
Hey, Fran, have you noticed that a lot of the women here look like me? Well, yeah. I mean, I sold him a whole bunch of test bodies that are cloned from the same stock as you. You know, the whole duplication thing.
yeah, remember that? Had to go somewhere.
Didn't have to go here.
Money
love-
is money. I need to pay those bills somehow.
I love how it doesn't outright state that this is a weird sex fantasy, but it's strongly implied it's a weird sex fantasy.
Well, the really
When he
funny thing is,
when he mentions his 7 younger sisters and his 7 older sisters and all his hot moms.
All
yeah,
the
it
hot
is
moms.
it is just as vague as every D tier manga that does this.
Mhm.
Because that's what this is.
Except
He's
I got the numbers
IRL
wrong.
living that.
I got the numbers wrong. It's a dozen younger sisters and a dozen older sisters and 7 lovely young mothers.
I
how
don't
dare
care.
you.
It's still weird.
How dare you, Sam? You get this wrong. This is someone's life we're talking about. It's very important.
You know,
Sam,
you're
how
right.
dare you get this wrong? You know the over manga cast stands MILFs, especially young MILFs.
And Kuho Prime? No, this is definitely like the 3rd Prime. that
This
we've
isn't
gotten.
even close to Kuho Prime.
She is so shocked by this that she passes out, and Fran just kind of leaves the island forgetting about it.
Yeah.
It's literally the Malcolm in the Middle meme, just like, if you forgot something, it couldn't have been that important.
She doesn't even really leave the island is the problem. She immediately comes back.
Hey, I think I forgot something.
Oh, Fran, thank goodness you're here. We actually need some of your medical expertise in order to do this next project. I forgot what I came here for. I'll help now.
The standard Fran.
Meanwhile, possibly one of the most horrifying things that has happened to Kuho is the directorial staff find her, and it's just like, yeah, no, this clone was freaking out. We'll just brainwash her and set her up in a new outfit. Like, no, I'm the real person. Oh God.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
basically, it's the same thing that happens anytime Kuho gets anywhere near Madaraki Fran.
This poor woman! I know I say this every Fran episode, but this poor woman!
Yeah.
Oh, they turn her into a bug monster, but she escapes halfway through, and
She escapes halfway through this is suddenly a shonen arc.
Yep.
When a cloaked swordsman in a skull mask appears to attack him on his way home from school.
Because he got bored of the harem plot lines and he wanted more shonen action written into the story. But then they also clarify that the shonen action was always planned for. They just really couldn't figure out how to get the special effects to work, so they were padding time with harem bullshit filler. And I'm like, God damn it, you know your 2000s anime too well.
Yep.
Because it's the real Kuho.
She's been turned into a mantis warrior from Hollow Knight.
She starts killing all of like the Kuho clones.
She just starts axe murdering everybody she can find. Like, it's not just the Kuhos, it's also the, like, non-clone staff.
It all results in shenanigans with Dr. Evil deciding he actually loves her, actually.
Love it, because it's another, like, heading home at the end of the school day scene. Kuho's here to, like, attack the guy, and all the girls are like, well, now in the script it says we need to step up and defend our love. And they don't know that the kayfabe is entirely broken. There's a full panel of a girl getting her skull split in half with a fireman's axe.
I love one of them just screaming like, "Oh shit, this axe is sharp!"
Wait, this is real! Cut!
Oh, but yeah, it was Kuho did not take well to being kidnapped and brainwashed, and it didn't stick, and she kind of had a mental break. And then Dr. Evil decides that he's totally into that.
There's like a whole scene where they send some other like Fran monster creations to try to subdue real Kuho, and because she is defending herself, it seems to him like she's protecting him actually. And there's like a whole thing of like reality is more intense than any fantasy, so
even this girl likes me. Dude, you just pissed yourself after she axe murdered all of your employees.
Sam, they weren't paying the clones, I can promise you that.
But the sniper takes the shot. Kuho doesn't actually die, and now Dr. Evil is in love with her. And Fran's like, well, young love, all is well that ends well. This guy's like 50 and a megalomaniac. All's well that ends well, young love.
Except for the consent part, they're both adults, right? So, yeah.
What's the maturation rate on the Kuho clones?
That's not how clones work, and you know it, Sam.
I don't want to think about that. Also, it's really depressing to think that this isn't even stand out clearly the worst thing that has happened to Kuho in this series.
Yeah.
This is... I don't even know what the top 3 would be.
The Kuho Vietnam is a whole bunch of war crimes, like...
There's Kuho Vietnam. There's the thing where Kuho initially started getting replicated in the first place.
And she had to run around killing herself.
That's the whole thing. It's like, you can list the things that has happened to Kuho. Oh god.
Anyway, let's go to definitely not a caricature of the Walt Disney Corporation.
We need to go back to Rolling World, where there were the mascots that were also definitely weren't a zombie apocalypse.
But don't worry, it's fine. After that brief, totally not a big deal incident, Fran perfected the process, sort of, kind of, and now they don't go crazy. They do, though.
Well,
did anyone else expect a like new species of mascot people at the start of this when Mickey and Minnie start going at it?
No, but now that you've mentioned it, I don't like the implication that people could pay to make the mascots.
I mean,
I don't like that.
I don't like it, but I am very jaded as a person, so I have to just, yeah.
You know Rolling World is doing that.
Yep.
I hate it, and I hate it because you're not
wrong.
Minnie's like, I want to escape this place, go out into the real world. And Mickey's like, baby cakes, we can't do that. We can't go into the outside world. This is our world. And then they see Donald Duck get lobotomized.
We are seriously reconsidering a kid kicked him and he like reflexively retaliated. So they break out the medieval torture devices.
Yeah, I'm like, of all the ways, why?
Yeah, they beat him with a flail and then they lobotomized him with a railway spike.
At which point, Mickey and Minnie decide that maybe escaping is the right choice.
We're gonna make all of them watch.
We're gonna make them all watch as we take turns going to town on Minnie.
No, wait a minute. But Fran comes to do her regular checkup of all the mascots, and a group of them use this as a chance to escape. I love how like the escape is so clean that even Minnie is just like, wow, that was kind of anticlimactic.
I love the list of characters that escape. It is just finished off with, and the 3 jazz bears.
The Jazz Bear Trio. Nazura and Jenny, Mickey and Minnie. Mountain Moose and his partner Panda Bunny.
I'm intrigued. What is a panda bunny?
I don't know.
It's Rocky and Bullwinkle.
Okay.
If Rocky and Bullwinkle were a heterosexual couple instead of a homosexual one.
Yes.
So we came up with 2, I guess, feminine presenting animals to make it feel better, I guess. I don't know.
We don't know that Panda Bunny's a woman, actually.
We
Panda
don't.
Bunny can be whatever you want.
I love they hire like an assassin to go, or the Disney Corporation hires like an assassin to go after the escaped mascots. The Panda Bear Trio have a cabin up in the mountains, and they're just like, we can survive in the woods. We're bears.
Except we're not, because we don't have any claws or fur.
I only know how to play bass.
I feel the worst for them because quite literally they will suffer the fate of domesticated animals, not
in
cats.
the wild.
In the wild.
Your fur's probably not even that warm, so why don't you come back with us, or else? And the baby piloting a robot is like, never! I will die free! Alright, die then. Bam! Mickey and Minnie end up doing like bootleg shows around the country. I love how at one point Rolling World is actually just like, we'll get them on copyright violation!
Oh, buddy, you don't want to bring this to a court of law.
Well, yeah, but Disney does so well with copyright lawsuits.
Yep.
Fair. But then they might have to explain the railway spikes they keep for lobotomizing their mascots.
No, it's downsizing.
I was really more referring to Disney's wonderful interactions with Studio Ghibli, but
Japanese copyright.
because Disney does so well with copyright lawsuits.
Also, Fran just being unambiguously evil, being like, don't worry, it's been 3 months since they escaped. The symptoms should start setting in.
Yeah, apparently if they don't get regular medication, they'll just start rotting as they stand.
Because all their food has been drugged with high doses of medication, and Fran's checkups make sure that they're getting proper dosage. And because of their resolve to die for love rather than live as slaves, Fran does the mascot reversal surgery, and then they're like, wait, we were actually just both furries who like fucking the mouse. What? Who's this ugly broad?
We're also both really ugly. Like,
comedically ugly.
It's kind of it's like it's funny in the, you got what you wanted but you lost what you had. But like, I don't know. That's one of the ones that didn't entirely land for me, but like, it wasn't as bad of a gut punch as Mantis Girl from like Volume 1.
It's mean-spirited is the thing, and like your mileage with when Franken Fran gets mean-spirited will vary. Like, I'm not the biggest fan of it, but like that's kind of the point of it. Like that is the punchline. So
there you have it. So, which number times is this for Fran creating a eugenicist society?
You know what they say, apple doesn't fall from the tree and whatnot.
Unconfirmed loyalties of scientists in World War II. We're not gonna talk about it. Ugh. But yeah, it's a whole blood type personality thing.
And Fran's like, this is all just superstition and hocus pocus. It's so broad as to be effectively meaningless.
But she actually does say there might be a single quantifiable note of truth to it, and then that's enough to just go down this rabbit hole.
Well, that's the thing, because Fran never actually either points out or comes to the realization that it's all so vague and broad as to be meaningless. Like, that's the thing that Fran misses. Because, like, one thing that we know very well about Fran is that she's a very emotional person, and if you play to her emotions, her logic brain gets left behind, and she just, leaps at whatever's in front of her. So she sees a bunch of coincidental correlations and doesn't stop to realize that there is no causation here, because it escalates really quickly. And I do find it hilarious fact that, like, Fran suddenly ceases being a major participant in this story at a point where she just, like, looks at what's going on and is like, wow, that escalated quickly. and then the rest of the story is basically just the Oregon girl.
She collects
Arisa, I think.
Adoria.
Aria, yep.
She collects a bunch of data about blood types and like what traits people with certain blood types have. And she's like, all right, I'm still correlating all this data. I'm still trying to figure out if there's anything here. It's going to need to be a lot more research. And the students snatch up the paper and it's just like, we're making a caste system.
And they've got everything separated by blood type. They've got separate rows in the hallways that each blood type has to walk in.
They Jim Crow the shit out of this.
There's signs that are just painted no O types, A types only. And like through this entire time, it is beating the metaphor down on you. And I loved the author's notes for this chapter was, I considered adding yellow stars to the school uniforms. I decided against that.
Damn. They went hardcore. But they went there.
Again, I feel like there's a metaphor in this chapter, and it's not subtle.
Nope.
Yep.
And for Adoria, because she is an amalgam, she does not have a specific blood type, and everyone keeps trying to bully her. So her solution is, I will just obtain the blood type I need.
She is following instructions as she is programmed to do. And she just, for whatever reason, can't seem to make anyone happy. So she just continues to consume and to grow until her zippers literally are bursting at the seams. Really, you brought it on yourself.
I think I've seen that, Dojin.
I don't like it. But good news, nobody cares about blood types anymore. It's all about astrology. I think there's a metaphor in here somewhere, and it's not subtle.
Yeah, no, we're just gonna move on.
That's such a Pisces thing to say.
No!
So Sentinel Vengeance starts a multi-level marketing scheme.
They need to pay the repair bills on their bodies.
Yep.
We get the epic conclusion of the Sentinel saga.
Yes, where he starts a multi-level marketing scheme specifically targeting children because children love Sentai.
They do. It's fact. Won't you want to sponsor your favorite hero so he'll continue to, like, deliver justice and punish those bad guys that totally aren't us?
And then he goes to the government and, like, various rich people saying, hey, look at this incredible threat. You should fund us. And they're like, wow, what an incredible threat. We will fund you. And also get enhancement surgeries of our own.
Yeah, Vengeance is literally shaking down the elites, and he's not even really hiding it either. It's like anyone who doesn't like pay him, he gives the location of to Sentinel 1 and Sentinel 2. So the elites are like, hey, we're gonna go with that not really evil organization over there, because if it's been long enough that you've forgotten, how this all started is that there was a seemingly evil organization that Sentinel-1 and Sentinel-2 went to destroy, but it turns out their evil was by providing cheap healthcare to poor communities and improving the environment so people live longer and healthier lives so that they can be a plague on this planet forevermore. And that's why Sentinel-1 and Sentinel-2 do what they do.
I forgot that was the actual reason behind why they attack all the charitable organizations.
Yeah, and now Sentinel-1 and Sentinel-2 attack charitable organizations that fund low-income children and crap, and that's why Vengeance a member of Vengeance's family got killed by the Sentinels, and now he does what he does. So the original evil organization that's not really evil teams up with the rich businessmen to finally remove the thorn in their side that is the Sentinels, because reasons, and now there is the Sentinel War, which somehow is still not as cool as the Pola-Cola War, but it's pretty freaking close.
I just love the one panel of, are we the baddies?
But yes, this convinces the 4 original Sentinels that they need to work together to finally defeat the Sentinel Army. And
that's how the Sentinel plotline ends. And once again, Fran has created an eternal violence.
And Fran is totally fine with this because she's
war profiteering off of it.
Yet she is no longer under financial strain for some reason.
Well, it's explained that everyone dumped a bunch of money to get superpowers, so she's pretty flush with cash. She's literally profiting off of everyone's greed.
Which is why she's able to fund the research of super STDs.
Yeah.
This next fucking chapter, man.
I was sad and then very, very, very... I don't know how I would define my feelings. I want to say I was very delighted by the twist.
Catharsis. It's
cathartic. Yeah, it's cathartic. That's a word for it.
I like how evil Fran is in this last volume. Just
yeah. Well, okay, so what happens is Fran and Veronica are going to school, and a girl is friendly to Veronica. And
she's happy she made a friend. This is great. This is why we go to school, to make friends and pretend that we're normal high schoolers.
Yeah. And so Veronica's like, hey, listen, I'm real glad to have a friend and all, but why? You're friendly to everybody in class. Why are you paying special attention to me? Well, something about you, Veronica, it just gives me a you give me courage. You've got a real dignity about you. And Gavril's still here as a teacher.
Because after the yes.
After those 2 pages to introduce this character, Gavril walks up to Veronica and says, "Hey, that girl that you were friends with, she's dead. She got murdered."
Yeah, they do a really good job of endearing you to this character really quickly. This is just really solid writing, art, and panel.
I like the setup. How they're like, yes, and she was murdered in a locked room. That's some Detective Conan shit. Veronica, are you going to solve the murder? It's like, oh, I get to solve the murder of my friend. That's what I must do. Then Gavril comes in and just like, hey, by the way, I've got a super good nose and I can smell what happened in the past.
Move. I'm using all my perception charms.
Literally.
Yep. Smells like child rape. I'm leaving.
The officer's there too, by the way, just in case you missed her for her previous chapter.
Yeah, Kuho's here.
Oh yeah, yeah. Just so you know, there is still at least one Kuho Prime.
Yes.
Put big air quotes on that. But yeah, there's a whole thing about Gavril being like, I'm gonna humiliate you to make you because I know what happened and I'll tell you if you do this, that it's
if you become my slave.
Yeah, it's a pretty standard Gavril scene. Nothing new, just,
Yeah.
good character.
And Veronica's like, I literally can't choose to be your slave. I'm designed to protect Fran in the laboratory, which you're a huge threat to. So long as it doesn't involve destroying the lab, I'll do whatever you want. Okay, fine. I used my super sniffer to figure out the case. Your friend there, she got fucked to death by the principal, a politician, and the politician's bodyguards.
Also, she'd been begging the principal for a long time, and the politician was probably trying to flex his power on getting the principal installed in the school. And as payment, she was being given over as, like, just a bribe. And it's just like, wow, Gavril, you smelled all of that? Amazing.
I
It
mean,
honestly
she's been in this school for months. She's probably sniffed out the dynamics of the school.
Sure. Okay, Tanjiro.
They don't tell you that's Tanjiro's power in Demon Slayer. I can smell sexual assault.
Only in Franken Fran.
I don't like being downwind of Zenitsu. He whacks off too much.
Smell someone, tell someone.
But yeah, honestly, it seems like it's something that Gavril would have made up.
Gavril's like, so what are you gonna do now that you know? I'm going to go on a killing spree. Well, too bad. The thing that I ordered you to do is not to go on a killing spree. Come on.
This is really sad. This is really up. It seems like it's going to be a downer ending. And then it reveals that the reason why I don't remember her name because she's introduced in this chapter, but
Miyake-san.
Like she befriended Veronica and like made a point of spending a lot of time with her and making a lot of good memories was because she had another secret.
She had a plan. Which is revealed as Fran comes to Veronica and is like, so anyway, I wanted to tell you something about Miyake-san. She specifically requested to get infected with a new experimental strain of gonorrhea. Yeah.
She has hypergonorrhea.
And specifically when men get it, it kills them by rotting their penis off.
Fran, why would you invent this? And why would you give it to a teenage girl just because she asked you?
I don't ask questions. She paid for it.
She paid me and doctor patient privilege.
Hold on, I'm getting a lot of news alerts on my phone. Something about politicians dropping dead. Wow, the school principal, a whole bunch of the administrative staff, like half the rugby team they're all just dropping dead.
A bunch of members of the police force?
Other
Damn.
guys in the school just dropping dead.
Like, literally all the guys in this school are decimated. And we're like, what the?
Literally half the rugby team falling over with rotten penis disease and dying.
So I can't tell if the implication is she slept with everybody, which is not impossible for Franken Fran.
I also do not want to say that this was consensual. I don't believe so. I don't know.
The implication is that all of these people had abused her, and she did that, as like an act of revenge.
Or she was being abused by the people who were abusing her, and she just spread super gonorrhea through the school as a side effect.
It's more Franken Fran to have the spread of super gonorrhea be an unintended side effect.
Consequence. The framing of the manga definitely implies that it was like a calculated and successfully executed revenge, because there's a whole thing about she has this special metal that, like, when it heats up, it sheds light and then eventually explodes.
Yes, under stress it will explode, much like Miyake.
Yeah, I don't know. The thing about that metaphor was what kind of made me believe that it was just the teacher stuff that wasn't consensual, and she was also just sleeping with a lot of guys in school. Because there's a whole thing about it glows brightly and is beautiful up until it is used too much and shatters, harming the person heating it. But I don't know.
You honestly, you can read it either way, and both readings are completely valid because this is Franken Fran, and Franken Fran would 100% do both explicitly.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then everyone in the school, all the guys in the school get their dick melted off.
Yep.
Just a regular Tuesday at the high school next to Franken Fran's estate.
Just insane to me that Fran invented and gave someone super gonorrhea just because they asked for it. Like she's normally better than this. She at least asks one question other than, okay, why not?
Yes, the dick necrosis strain. Ball disintegrating juice.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like with how evil Fran is becoming half the character that she was before.
Ah,
Yeah. Oh, this was great. It's just like, yeah, we were building an expansion to the lab, and there was an accident with an ion laser, and I got split in half vertically.
perfectly.
I mean, I'm okay. I love the panel of just like half of Fran being like, I'm okay. Somebody get the regeneration program going.
And
Just
with
like- just-
spare parts, she makes 2 half bodies for herself.
Great, we have 2 Frans.
Just what we all wanted. Yay.
We have left brain and right brain Fran.
We all see where this is going.
Yep.
It goes exactly where you think it does. I kind of like that it's not. This is not one of the ones that's mean spirited. It just kind of plays this plot line straight.
I do like that. I believe right brain is the emotional one.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Right brain Fran goes off and decides she wants to help people. And for some reason, doesn't create horrible monsters when she helps people.
She just actually helps people.
It's weird. She's just a unilateral force for good.
Yeah. The only problem that happens is that people exploit her goodness, which causes a whole bunch of fraud at this hospital.
It's a very genuine and realistic element of like this is why and how good intentions can like result in negative things without it being, like wanting to help is wrong, because like that's sort of
The way the way Lefty Fran thinks.
yeah, like Lefty Fran starts off the way that certain Franken Fran stories can end, but she kind of meets it in the middle, as it were.
They literally do.
I just like that Lefty Fran is the reason we have horrible dog monsters.
Yeah.
It's clearly the logical part of her brain that's causing these horrible monstrosities against life and science to be created.
Well, because he's trying to find a logical solution or a logical. When people make requests, she's trying to think about it logically, not necessarily.
Jay, what is the logical solution of turning a dude into a dog?
Well, because he wants man's best friend.
See, it's also because
Obviously.
When left Fran and right Fran are whole, that's when we get the Franken Fran we've had the whole series. So right Fran doesn't create monsters. Left Fran also probably wouldn't create monsters because that's not super logical. But when both of them are together,
I will give you exactly what you want, Hyper Monkey's Paw style.
Yep.
And so eventually we have the 2 Frans realizing that they need each other. So we reunite the 2 Frans. Hey, what you do with all those spare parts? We could always use another.
they just made a clone Fran with no brain that Veronica just gives head pats to.
We had a pet, a cute little pet.
And then we get to our last chapter, where Fran gets carbon monoxide poisoning.
Yeah.
So it's not explicitly stated, but I've got a theory that she is on the phase 20.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
The ship looks the same.
And it explodes when the guy dies, which had the dead trigger switch, which was presumably set up to his heart monitor, which means Fran potentially set that bomb to go off when this guy's heart dies, and then is surprised when she's like sunk to the bottom of the ocean. It's like,
Oh, I should have thought of this.
oh man, someone's at the door. And then she hallucinates all the characters from the.
Yeah, it's a good send off to the series where it's just a parade of all of the people that Fran has helped.
Come to a
Oh,
party for her honor.
yeah.
It is interesting that her like idealized fantasy version of Okita is like fully human Okita.
I
Yeah.
mean, same girl, same. But yeah.
It's that weird tagline that I think was only really in the first couple of volumes where it's just like, Fran might have had a thing for Okita, but she's got a real thing for the Doctor. I like
Mhm.
they really forgot Okita was a character entirely, honestly.
Yeah.
But there was a whole thing of like her dancing with him at the party, and then everyone gets interrupted as knock, knock, knock. Oh, the professor's here.
And as the door opens, the like light shines, and oh no, she was dreaming the entire time, obviously.
Because she was like dying of oxygen deprivation.
Fran is rescued by Okita and Veronica in a bathysphere,
As you do.
and it's back to work. And that's how the series ends.
Yeah.
I do like that it's not 100% clear if we didn't get that final chapter, which I think was only included in the volumes, is whether or not she's just fantasizing about working, and because they do say like they can't get through the door.
Hmm.
It's just kind of like a potentially downer ending for the entire series of, and Fran died in a boat.
Whoops.
But then we
I mean,
get the volume ending.
with Fran, Gavril, and Veronica all sitting around being like, and this is the end of the documentary.
It's such a weird way of ending it all.
Isn't our little sister so cute? That's the thing, is Gavril and Fran are just like, she was so cute, wasn't she, guys? She was so cute.
I'm not cute.
I do like that at the very end, we get a photo of the main cast together, and in the center is the Doctor.
Yeah, I was
who
gonna
had-
so that was one of the I was gonna ask the question of, it's like that's the first time we've seen anything close to
face
the
reveal.
Doctor's image.
Mhm.
But the other thing I was going to ask, and this is something where it's like I was kind of expecting, because it's like I knew that this was going to be the end of the series, and I also knew that there was a sequel series. But one thing I was curious about: has Fran always like been like randomly wobbling and drawing out like certain words?
Yeah.
Yeah, actually. I think it's in the earlier volumes where it's more pronounced, sort of her speech
Okay, that's probably why.
as being like Franken.
Yeah, because I guess that's why I didn't really like think about it, because I feel like she hadn't been doing that, and like she was doing it like more and more as the chapters went on, and it was probably a matter of the author being like, "Oh right, I gave her this quirk. I need to, put it back." Um
That's
but
how
like
I've
I thought
done
there was
that.
going to be like a thing about like, "Oh no, she's degenerating," and like the last chapter is going to be her staff has to like do an operation on her and save her. That's why I thought it was really interesting, the whole right and left Fran thing. I felt like
Mhm.
that was like teeing that up, and then that's not, what happened. But yeah, it is sort of an element of, there were a lot of plot coupons that they just decided not to do. And if I had any complaint, it's that they set it up like there was going to be a plot line and didn't. I kind of wish that they didn't like pretend that Gavril was going to be a villain, I guess, and that there
Yeah.
was going to be a plot, because that feels dropped. But
It
that's really the only complaint I could have, because like all of the anthologies were really freaking good, especially in these last two volumes. They were really solid.
Yeah. Honestly, I just wholeheartedly agree with Jake there. I don't have anything else to really say for my closing thoughts on the series. So, with that, for the last time for Franken Fran, favorite character and favorite case. Uh honestly, Gavril was really great this reading. And the teacher chapter, just her unethical life advice.
I mean,
Unethical but
she's
effective.
wrong, though.
Unethical but effective.
Yeah, so freaking funny.
I'm just saying she's the type of person you would want, like, when you're like, I need you to give it to me straight, be honest. Definitely honest.
Gavril
So-
will never not be honest.
It was either that one or the necrosis dick gonorrhea chapter, which were both Gavril heavy chapters. So yeah,
In other words, she's a winner.
she is.
Yeah. No other notes, and she's actually my favorite character as well.
And what was your favorite case, Jay?
Favorite case? I would have to say on reread, I really had to say that I enjoyed the what was it, the immortal case?
Oh
The
yeah,
longevity
living
case.
through spite.
Yeah, because it was literally like that was the only thing I could think of. Just like, damn, they actually dedicated a chapter to, some people just seem to live forever. They seem to
Shitty
like
old
blow
people.
off of spite.
Yep. How about you, Matt?
Yeah, I gotta go with Gavril. Gavril had so many great scenes in this. She was just a really fun character. Although I think for my favorite case, I'm gonna pick a non-Gavril case. I really liked the cannibalism one.
Yeah.
Of just eating your disease to like slowly gain immunity from it, but then also like having to reset that because you have cancer and having to go through chemo and it's killing your immune system that you're building up by eating people, and then just eventually dying of a brain disease is very on brand. Although I would be remiss if I didn't mention the final chapter, Dream, because I really do like the idea of Fran dying in a ship and just remembering the series as a whole and all those people coming in, reminding myself that the flying spaghetti monster is a character in the Franken Fran universe.
I forgot that too until he showed up. I'm just like, let's go.
If you can dream it, Fran can make it, unfortunately.
Mhm.
And Jacob.
Favorite character for me is actually going to be one of the one-off characters. Like obviously the recurring cast is all great. The only thing I would say is that they didn't do anything that like pushed their characters. So like I already loved them. This didn't make me love them even more. But Nogizaka is the character from the cannibal case.
Mm-hmm.
And they did such a good job of characterizing her that like I was immediately invested in this character despite how it's like here's this like degree of determination that is nothing but admirable that turns so sinister so quickly. Like really powerhouse character, stole the show for me. And in that vein, Miyaki also with her hypergonorrhea is basically the same thing. Is like, wow, you endeared me to a character in literally 2 pages, and then had nothing but suffering, and then had this like this awesome swerve at the end. Those two are like they battle for like my favorite character of like the reading section. Gavril's probably my favorite overall. With Veronica being a close second, but at least for this reading, those two sort of loom large in my mind. And then obviously their cases are the two that I like the most. I get. You know what? I think I'm gonna say that the hypergonorrhea is my favorite case almost entirely because Matt picked the other option there, so just to be different. And I do really like the twist in the end where it seems like it's gonna be a downer ending, and then there's like, oh, it's bitter, but there's an element of sweet to it. There's, like, there is very, very fitting revenge associated with this, like, terrible, like, unfixed tragedy.
All right. And we actually, because there is a sequel series, we can ask, would you continue reading? And yeah, Franken Fran's great. So I would be interested in checking out Frantic.
Same, honestly. I think I'm going to keep it a Halloween tradition. It's not the kind of thing that I feel like I would want to, like, in all honesty, I feel like Franken Fran is the kind of series that if I wasn't reading it for the podcast, I would probably read like a couple of chapters in Spooky Month. Like, not even like a full volume, but like, 2, 3 cases, maybe a full volume if I'm really feeling in the mood. And honestly, reading like that, I think like that's going to give you so much content. Like, it's going to be a Halloween tradition for so long. It's taken us, this long to get this far, and we were kind of speed reading it. So, and again, with Frantic, we're not done. So, see you next year. Can't wait.
Matt, we know you've been reading it.
Oh, I love Franken Fran, and Frantic is great.
Excellent.
If I honestly, I would say Frantic also kind of gets back to classic Franken Fran a little, because even in this volume, we didn't get a lot of Fran being like a horrible monster Frankenstein surgery art. Like,
Yeah.
we got a lot of like moral complications in this, not including the fucking priest who birthed a baby out of his head. But like,
there was definitely room for more of that.
Like, left
Yeah.
brain, right brain Fran was, let's see if I could have two cute different outfits for Fran, not let's show her as a horrible monstrosity that is walking around doing spider art. Like, I don't know. Yeah, I love Franken Fran, and Frantic I'm excited to read more of.
And Jay.
Yeah, well, boo on me. I neglected to say that I have actually continued reading. I similarly have read Franken Fran Frantic and have to echo all of Matt's points. I love it. I'm one of those who love Spooky Month. I want it to be Spooky Month all year round, so I read this kind of material at my leisure. So, yeah.
Yeah, and it's excellent material for that.
Thank you, everybody, once again for tuning in to the Overmangacast. As always, you can find us on social medias. We're at Overmangacast.
You can also find us on YouTube, where you can like, comment, and subscribe. We also have overmangacast.com that has give us more series to read. We might actually finish them someday, and tell us what we should continue with to put it in the completed column. We love hearing from you.
And as always, we appreciate reviews in any and all form, wherever you can reach out, in the YouTube comments, in, like Jacob said, overmoncast.com, or just emailing us at overmoncast@gmail.com. Love hearing from you guys. And, speaking of which, Sam, how are we going to finish off Spooky Month?
We are going to conclude Spooky Month by reading 14, volumes 1 and 2. This is a new one in our spooky horror mangas, and it's got to do with a big cock.
No pun
Delightful.
intended.
It is definitely not a series we picked entirely based off the description we were given for it.
Giant rooster man science experiment. Let's go. If you're
You got
reading
something
that,
against Chicken Joe?
if you're keeping up with the show, be sure to read that, and we'll see you in 2 Thursdays. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.